Good afternoon and welcome to Stair Park for the Cinch League 2 match between Stranraer and Albion Rovers. I'm Laurence Nelson. Joining me in commentary today is Brian Martin. Behind the cameras we've got George Frank and Craig Murphy. Brian, good afternoon to you. How are you doing, sir?
Good afternoon, Laurence. Big coat time. Frozen.
Brian, do you want to bring us the Stranraer line-up for today's game?
Couple of changes for last week, Laurence. It's Stenny. Out go Anton Brady and Sean McIntosh, but I'll give you the team. It's 13, it's the goalkeeper, of course, George O'Connor. Number 2, Scott Robertson. 3, Sam Ellis. 4, Kyle Garvin. 5, Craig Ross. 7, James Hilton. 8, Grant Gallagher. 9, Craig Malcolm. 10, Josh Walker. 16, Dylan Forrest. And 20, Luke Watt.
To the visitors, Albion Rovers. In goals, Jack Leafield. In front of him, Adam Fernie, Blair Malcolm, Ayrton Sonker, Kyle Fleming, Callum Wilson, Jamie Leslie, Charlie Riley, Ewan Wilson, Joe Bevan and Luke Graham. And we've got a new referee. The man in the middle today is Alex Shepherd. You can no doubt hear the applause in the background. That's a minute's applause for some former Stranraer fans and players who've sadly departed. Both teams will have to watch this gusting wind that you talked about, Brian.
And I think the ground could cut up because there's a bit of rain, Laurence, you know. So
that high ball from Ayrton Sonker there came blowing back towards him slightly.
Yeah, I don't know, it's kind of crosswind, isn't it?
Flags are certainly going towards the approach end, or blowing towards the approach end. 12 is Ewan Wilson, one of the Wilsons on the Rovers team sheet. He's still in possession, cuts it through to Charlie Riley, and George O'Connor down comfortably behind that. Not a great shot from Riley, but a real chance there, Brian.
Yeah, no, it was a nice ball through actually.
So George O'Connor lifts it over the halfway line, but out comes Sonker to meet Joe Bevan. There's a bit of height in this Rovers team.
They seem to be winning every second ball, honestly.
Riley, beautiful ball through to Malcolm. And I'll tell you what, that was a great save from George O'Connor.
Save.
Looks like Blair Malcolm was bound to score there. Now, here is Fernie, and he wastes no time in getting that forward. Kyle Garvin doesn't manage to, well, he does actually manage to get that away. We're a wee bit fortunate. There's Forrest. Forrest does really well.
Forrest.
And the ref.
Wow, not watching that right here, line up.
His flag up that one.
Yeah.
Must have been tight. Like to see that one again, Brian. So back to Craig Ross. And he crosses into Garvin. So Stranraer, a lot of passing here. We've got loads of men forward. We need to get this ball forward. Let this passing back and forward across the back.
You're not very keen at Laurence.
Well,
I don't mind it if you move forward occasionally.
Brian, we had 8 men forward there, and we were playing about with it at the back. It just doesn't make sense to me.
It's not really sticking up front at the moment.
No, right. Here comes Callum Wilson, and he
offside.
Gets. And no, I think he's on.
Was he?
It's Joe Bevan. Laurence? He's got Riley on the left, and that was wasteful from Bevan.
I'd like to see that again, Laurence. I think he was off actually.
It was certainly a tight one.
We'll see it in the replay.
And Charlie Riley on his left, if he'd picked him out with a cross, that was a goal. Here's Fernie up the channel, aimed at Bevan, but Forrest intercepts. Needs to keep that in and does. Now he lifts it from Josh Walker, who's onside. Walker cuts inside to Hilton. Here's a goal. Hooks his shot wide of the near post.
That's unfortunate there.
Right. Again. Fleming lifts it forward. Forfar and Barton goalless at half time. Charlie Riley cuts inside. And that's a penalty. Silly from Kyle Garvin. Can see that one coming, Brian. Garvin just pushing Riley off the ball. Clever from Charlie Riley.
He was always going down.
He was always going down.
I'm afraid to say it was a poor clear out for Sam Ellis. Gave them a chance.
So seconds till the break. Golden opportunity for Rovers to take the lead at Stair Park. George O'Connor makes himself big, and it will be Rovers' top scorer, Charlie Riley, versus George O'Connor. Up steps Riley and sends it home, fires it low to O'Connor's right, and Stranraer have been hit with a sucker punch right on half time.
Yeah, right in half time, Laurence.
Stranraer 0, Albion Rovers 1, and we can't really grumble about that penalty. Brian,
it probably was a penalty, Laurence, as you say.
he was bending over, ready to go down.
Yeah,
but you know, Girvan just did enough to you know,
I know.
make the referee make the decision.
Yeah, I know.
Here's Bevan. Steps inside Ellis. Callum Wilson returns it to Bevan. Danger here. Rovers have got men in the middle, and thankfully Kyle Girvan cut out a poor cross from Joe Bevan.
And signed this boy Bevan if he came along. He looks quite a handful, Laurence. Now we'll see what Albion Rovers do with the corners, Laurence. We were quite shy in getting them into the box.
Were disappointing. First half given the wind. So here is Riley, and he puts it right into the danger area, and that's a goal. Charlie Riley gives Rovers the goal 2 minutes into the second half. Just what we didn't want, Brian.
And just what I said in the first half, put it into the danger area.
I'm not convinced George O'Connor could see much of that. That was hammered home by Riley through a really crowded goal mouth. But, you know, we were asking what Rovers would do with their corners, Brian. There's your answer. They made full use of it. So Stranraer failed to heed the warnings early in this game.
Correct.
And they find themselves 2-0 down. We try and get one back. Here comes the ball in the box.
Robertson header
to Walker. And that is cleared off the line, would you believe?
My dear.
Josh Walker.
What a chance to get back into the game. But a great one off the line there, Laurence, got to be said. I thought it was bound to be 2-1.
Josh Walker. Chinky Hilton's the only man in the middle so far, but forward come the blue shirts now. Look what. And do you know what? It's still in.
Yeah, it's still
in. Everybody
shows you where the wind is.
I'm not actually convinced that didn't go out and come back in. However, we'll.
Oh dear.
Now he's onside. Riley's onside. Bevan was off. He's now got help in the middle. Callum Wilson's there, and that's 3.
Dear.
Appalling defending by Stranraer.
Dear.
You could see that unfolding all the way up the park. Cross in, tap home by Callum Wilson. Albion Rovers cruising it at Stair Park, and Stranraer all kinds of trouble at the wrong end of the table, Brian.
Yeah, it's so simple, Lauren. It's defence all over the place. You know, so simple. And that'll be game, set and match, I'm quite sure.
That was... That goal unfolded in slow motion in front of us. You could see it coming a mile away.
But you know, the defence is so wide apart, Laurence. You know, they just absolutely tore us apart.
That's a Stranraer
throw in. Just tore us apart, Laurence. You know. See that? I mean, that's it. You know, it's a lackadaisical passing. You know.
The quick throw in. Stranraer just not getting back in numbers.
You know,
here. Look at this.
That's
another one. Yes, absolutely easy street. That absolutely been taking the mickey out of.
That came for Gallagher's slack pass.
Slack pass,
yeah,
right
that's
in
what
front
I'm
of
saying.
The skier. Charlie Riley buries that. It's now Stranraer 0, Albion Rovers 4. Desperate times for Stranraer. This is just not happening at the moment. And by the way, for the second week in a row, Rovers are 4-0 ahead.
Yep.
61 minutes. Darryl Duffy, Sean McIntosh, Anton Brady, Dylan Forrest's coming off, Grant Gallagher's coming off, and Luke Watt is coming off. Midway through the second half, Akechi Easy coming on, and it's Scott Robertson who's going off. 23 minutes into the second half. Leslie back to Blair Malcolm, out left. Here they come again. Riley, squirms wide. Here they come again. Here's Fleming, and that's a free kick. He's playing the advantage.
Probably scored now.
Yeah. And it's off the line.
Should have scored.
Yeah, Riley was on target.
Gavin will just get booked after this. After this attack's over, I'm quite sure.
I think it was Craig Ross who cleared that off the line.
Unfortunate again.
Bevan's shot's deflected.
And there we go,
here's
the
card coming for Kyle Girvan.
Should have scored again.
Yeah. Now, Darryl Duffy. I don't remember him touching the ball before, but almost gets off a good pass there.
There we go. It gives him a chance
Riley
to
again.
attack. Yep.
You're right, Brian. When the pass goes astray, it just invites trouble. Look at this from Riley. He's still on the ball, and it's still in the danger area. Just been past a statistic for you, Brian, that I think this might be Albion Rovers' biggest win over Stranraer in about 40 years.
Oh dear.
Wouldn't be surprised. Here
Dear.
they come again. Here's Callum Wilson. And that bounce there fooled Rovers. Here's Blair Malcolm though, and he has a go and he's not far away. Back to Sam Ellis. Lifts it into the box. Now, here's a catch easy. Here's a drive. A wayward one. As you say, that sort of sums up Stranraer's day.
Yeah.
Full time,
As I said,
says
Laurence,
referee Mr Shepherd.
yeah.
Stranraer 0, Albion Rovers 4, so well done to Albion Rovers. If you're one of the Clifton Hill faithful watching, this is a set of highlights you'll be wanting to see. I have absolutely no doubt. If you're a Stranraer fan, oh dear, that's one to forget. Albion Rovers the better team, I would argue, from start to finish, and they just got better as the game went on, Brian. All leaves Stranraer in a horrible position, played 20 games and second bottom of the table.
Yep, loads of head scratching to be done, Laurence, I'm afraid to say, after that defeat.
So, full time at Stair Park, Stranraer 0, Albion Rovers 4. Next up for Stranraer, a week is a long time in football. Let's see what happens next week away to East Fife. Thank you for watching. Stranraer FC Live.